So I'm going to begin calling names and call the first 10 speakers. Representative Dr. Paul Gosar. Jim Salschneider. They'll figure it out. Michael Borey, Rocky Birch, George Curry, Marianne Curry, Linda Phelan.
Thank you very much. My name is Paul Gosar. I'm the federal representative for Arizona's 4th Congressional District, which includes Lake Havasu City. I rise today in opposition.
Is not going to hear. Please, if I have to take one person at a time, I will. But the court reporter needs to hear this. Thank you.
I rise today in opposition to the recreational boating compatibility determination announced by the Fish and Wildlife Service on April 13th, 2016. I look around and I see concerned citizens worried about their livelihoods. I see a 10-year-old special needs boy who had his wakeboard spot closed last May for no legitimate reason. And I see a community that is sick and tired of continued overreach by the Fish and Wildlife Service. We will hear plenty of spin from the service today, but several facts remain. Prohibiting tubing, water skiing, and wakeboarding in an area utilized by recreational enthusiasts for decades, 2 days before Memorial Day weekend, without public comment and without merit, is appalling. Pursuing massive new unwarranted boating restrictions, not based on science, less than a year later, is shameful. The proposed compatibility determination aims to close significant portions of Lake Havasu to motorized boating activities within the 4,000-acre man-made Topak Marsh and an additional 520 acres on Lake Havasu Reservoir. As drafted, the proposed restrictions for Topak Marsh would also prohibit bass boats and other large fishing boats from entering these waters. We need a solution that works for all users, including anglers, motorized boaters, and paddle boaters. Instead, the compatibility determination misses the mark and is solely focused on shutting down access to motorized boating. I look through the CD and see a lot of mays, coulds, and documents from 10 to 20 years ago. Very weak justification for new restrictions. Further, the service submitted to my staff that the agency does not track all the locations of boating incidents and that the agency has no environmental studies documenting actual incidents of washouts of threatened or endangered species nests in the proposed restricted areas. If you don't have the science or track citations, then these proposed closures are based on an agenda, not a science or a opinion.
I have 2 hours to listen, and unfortunately, every time you all clap and shout, I'm wasting time.
It shouldn't have taken significant efforts for
I'm sorry, sir, I can't hear you.
You can hear him.
It shouldn't have taken significant efforts from Mayor Nexon and I just to get this meeting. The service has attempted to silence this community and once again jam these new voting restrictions down our throats before the Memorial Day weekend. And while the service has some updated maps today, funny, the maps announced with the CD were poorly done, created much confusion, and appeared to cut off the through passage to Havasu. Motorized boating is already restricted by the service on 17.5 miles within the refuge. And there's also significant restrictions from other agencies in this area, including the BLM. Despite multiple requests, the service has failed to produce a map that shows all motorized boating restrictions that will be placed in the CD if implemented. Accordingly to the service's own estimates, nearly 3 million visitors vacation in Lake Havasu each year, and a typical holiday weekend draws nearly 50,000 boaters to the area. According to a 2008 Lake Havasu City Tourism Survey, nearly 75% of tourists are interested in water skiing, wakeboarding, or boating while visiting Lake Havasu. The survey also revealed tourists spend more than $200 million and support nearly 4,000 full-time equivalent jobs. The refuge is approximately 40,000 acres, and Havasu is approximately 20,000 acres. This is an attempt to limit public access and expand control of the federal government. Last week, 21 bipartisan members of the House expressed concern about the CD and requested a 60-day extension of the comment period.
1 minute, sir.
This same request was made by the Lake Havasu City Mayor Nixon, the Arizona Game and Fish Department, and the Lake Havasu Area Chamber of Commerce. Now, the service stated the arbitrary 2015 restrictions were allowed under its regulations in the form of 50 Code of Federal Regulations 32-22. These regulations deal with hunting and fishing within the refuge. The service has since changed its justification as the CD states the 2015 restrictions are lawful under 50 Code of Federal Regulations 2521E. This regulation allows closures in the event of a threat or emergency endangering the health of general public or refuge resources. Now, this isn't the EPA's animus spill, and there is no pending threat or emergency. Further, the CD states that a NEPA categorical exclusion was allowed for the May 2015 restrictions, quote, due to the absence of controversy related to the environmental impacts. What a shame. There was plenty of controversy, and the local refuge manager knew about it. It's documented in multiple Freedom of Information. Turn around and look at the group of people concerned about that. That tells you exactly what she is wrong about. Now, I'm going to take a little liberty to go just 1 second longer. There's 3 things I've asked. Stop moving forward with the CD announced April 12, 2016. Number 2, if the service chooses to move forward with the CD, I have asked Regional Director Toll personally make the final decision as to whether or not to implement the CD and remove that decision from the current refuge manager. The current refuge manager has demonstrated a clear conflict of interest and disregard for public involvement. Request a 60-day extension of public comment. A page on my website, gosar.house.gov, provides more information about how these arbitrary closures came about and why they're not warranted. I am sad that I have to sit here and look at what I've had to look at here. It's a sad day. It's time to return this to the people. Thank you.